and it was one of my favorite shows. It was so funny. It was just hilarious. I can't believe some of the stuff they did actually made it onto TV because it was pretty racy, but I just loved it. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm so excited because March is finally here and February is finally behind us. In general, I have found that February is one of my least favorite months. And the reason has to do with some personal history of mine. I tend to feel like in February, by this point, it kind of feels like winter has been going on for about 5 months, and I'm pretty tired of it. I feel like I haven't been warm since September. I live in Washington State, and our climate's pretty mild in general, but it can also just get cool, cloudy, cold, and rainy for like 6 months. And so so I'm kind of at the end of my rope by the time we get to February, and I am just really done with it. It gets really dark here because we are kind of farther north. And for me personally, 2 of my most crippling episodes of depression and anxiety in my life both took place in February's. The entire month of February, when I was 19 and when I was 41. Unrelated, obviously decades apart, but it just happened to begin in early February and last the whole month, and it was just horrifying. This year, obviously, I'm doing much better. That was a long time ago, but I associate February with just like bad times. Also this year, I decided to give myself a challenge throughout the month of February to not buy anything that is unnecessary. I will talk about how I did with that in a separate video, which will be going up on March the 6th with some other YouTubers who did this challenge as well. If you'd like to be notified when that goes up, I would love it if you could take time to subscribe to my channel and help me get to 500 subscribers by the end of this month. Thank you so much. So, this video, as you probably saw in the title, is my February faves and fails. There are not going to be that many fails. It's mostly favorites. I love watching these videos on YouTube, and so I thought it might be fun to add that to my rotation. And at the beginning of each month, just bring you a little wrap up of everything from the previous month that I really liked, and maybe a few things that I didn't like as well. So we are going to start with these earrings that I am wearing right now. I will try to get close so you can see them, and I may insert a little picture of a close-up of them so you can see. But they are these beautiful crystal and sterling silver drop earrings, which I received as a Christmas gift from my daughters. But originally it was a different shape, and there was a pendant that looked like this, and I wanted the earrings to match the pendant because I just love this shape. And so I had to do an exchange, but it took quite a while to do the exchange, which was fine. It was through a local jeweler, and I worked with them many, many times. And so it was just a matter of waiting for these to come back into stock. And they finally arrived just before Valentine's Day, and I'm really enjoying them. So yeah, that would be one of my favorite jewelry pieces of the month, as well as, of course, my Hermes Kelly double tour in taupe or étoupe leather and rose gold hardware. I've been wearing this as much as I can. I do tend to wear bracelets a lot more often in spring and summer because in the winter I'm just wearing long sleeves and big coats and jackets, and so it, and then I just don't like to wear this like around the house a lot when I'm at home, like because I'm usually cleaning or cooking or doing something with my hands, and I'm afraid that I'm really terrified that I'm going to ruin this. So I do like to wear it when I go out places, but I'm always wearing a coat. So I'm excited to bring these out, or bring this out along with my other Hermes bracelet, as soon as the weather warms up and I can wear short sleeves outdoors again. So next, I'm going to talk about my favorite skincare this month. So we've got a couple of things that I got from Dermatology. The first one is the Dermatology Needleless Serum. This is awesome. I've been using this. I was using it twice a day, but now I'm just using it once a day because I am doing something a little different in the morning. But yeah, I'm using this in the evening. And it is a serum that just contains ceramides, copper peptides, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. It's just a combo of a bunch of different actives and ingredients that have anti-aging properties, and they smooth out fine lines and make your skin glow, and it's just great to use at night. So I've been using this every night, just a few drops, and putting moisturizer over it. They do say to put it on skin that is slightly damp, so I wash my face, and then while my skin is slightly damp still, I use the serum and then put moisture, and then let that dry, and then put moisturizer on, and then my tretinoin over that. The other favorite of mine from Dermatology this month is this Universal Tinted Moisturizer. Let's see if I can get that to show up right here. I don't know if that's working because my lights are super bright right now, but it is the Universal Tinted Moisturizer SPF 46. I'm wearing that right now, and I really love this SPF moisturizer. It does have a very sheer tint, so it's not full coverage or foundation or anything like that, but it just goes on super smooth and super even. It provides the SPF coverage that I like to use each and every day, and it feels really good, and it has really good ingredients and no fragrance. It doesn't bother my skin at all, and it just kind of evens things out a little bit, maybe hides a little bit of redness. I don't know. I have a lot of redness, but that has toned down quite a bit in the last year since I started, changing up my skincare routine. So I've been using that frequently. It's a great moisturizer and SPF for the face. And my last favorite skincare item of this month is this Cerave healing ointment. I have it in a huge tub because that's what they had at the drugstore when I bought it, but this is so amazing for dry hands. My hands have been so dry throughout the month of February. They've been super just gross feeling, like my fingertips have felt rough. And so at night, what I do is I just take some of this ointment, which is just petrolatum based, and it does have some ceramides in it for your skin. And I just wipe it all around my knuckles, especially because they get really red, and my fingers, and just all over. I put this all over my hands. And then I'll put maybe a second hand lotion over the top of that because I'm really trying to seal in moisture and stop my hands from drying out any further. And what I really want to get, actually, and this might be in my next month's favorites, is some cotton gloves. They're like thin cotton. They're like skincare gloves, basically. And they're for going on over your hands at night after you've put on hand lotion or, ointment, to just help your skin that's like cracked and raw and dry. I'm trying to wear rubber gloves when I do what is called wet work during the day, like cleaning and, just like kitchen stuff. To wear gloves when you're doing that, it really helps to protect your skin from getting super chapped like that. So on the subject of hands, my next favorite are these. This is a convertible glove or mitten from Trailheads. You can see the name right there. And I don't think I could live without these in the wintertime anymore. Why they're so awesome is it is a fingerless glove, so you have the use of your fingers if needed. And then you pop these parts over your hands to keep your fingers warm. I've been wearing these every single day when I walk the dogs. The cool thing is, one of the cool things, is that this thumb piece has a magnet. So keeps it in place when you're needing your thumb to, do your buttons or pick up your phone or, do something where you need your fingertips. And then why this is better than a glove, because before I was just wearing gloves, but gloves actually don't really keep your fingers warm because your fingers are separated and they don't have the body heat of, their neighbors to keep your hands warm. And that's why mittens are superior for keeping your hands warm. But then with mittens, you can't really do anything, with your fingers. So offers you both. I got these from Trailheads. They were $34. I will link them down below. They also have grippy dots on the palm if you need that for like grabbing a doorknob or something like that. But these have been a lifesaver for my hands when I've been doing walks with the dogs in the morning this month. So these are definitely worth it. Next, I am going to talk about a book that I read that I finished this month. It was called I Might Regret This by Abby Jacobson. I'll put a picture of it up here. And I just loved this book. I read it really fast. It's a memoir that she wrote, and it came out a few years back. She is one of the co-creators of the television series Broad City, which used to be on Comedy Central. And it was one of my favorite shows. It was so funny. It was just hilarious. I can't believe some of the stuff they did actually made it onto TV because it was pretty racy, but I just loved it. I loved that it was written by women and had a really strong female presence in the storytelling and the writing, which usually isn't there, let's face it. And it was really funny, her book, and really smart, well written. She had lots of drawings in there because she's also an artist. And it talked about a road trip that she took across country by herself, but it also wove in stories of about her background, her life, and how she and Ilana Glazer created the show Broad City. I love the way she didn't shy away from calling out all this systemic sexism that exists in the comedy world and in television. She really, was very upfront about that, which I really loved. So that was one of my favorite books that I read this month. This month, I also started watching a TV show called The Gilded Age, which many of you may be familiar with. Apparently, it's a big hit. It's on HBO, and I'm really enjoying it because I love that stuff. I love historical fiction, especially when they go for accuracy and truth in the storytelling and in the historical parts. I love reading about history, and I'm really hoping that in future episodes Teddy Roosevelt shows up because I've read a lot of books about Teddy Roosevelt. You can't see this bookshelf behind me, but I've got 4 volumes of biographies about Teddy Roosevelt. I hope that he shows up at some point, because he was very much involved he was a New Yorker. He was involved in New York society, New York politics during that time. And so that would be cool if they included him in the show. I also love the costumes in the show. They, from what I can tell, seem very, very accurate and correct for the period. I am waiting to hear from some of my favorite historical costuming and dressmaking YouTubers about this show. And that brings me to my next favorite of February, which was one of my favorite YouTubers of February, and one of my favorite YouTubers in general. And her name is Bernadette Banner. I highly recommend her. She is a dressmaker, seamstress, and historian. She is super amazing. She has worked on in the theater on Broadway doing costuming. She also creates clothing for herself and for clients. And she studies I think chiefly the Victorian age and also the early 20th century. Her YouTube channel is extremely entertaining and so well done. I don't even know how to sew, but I love her channel, which I know sounds crazy, but you have to check it out. She does reviews of costumes in historical movies and TV shows in a very entertaining way. She also has a lot to say about the evils of fast fashion and disposable culture. She has some great videos about that. And she can just educate you about history in clothing, if that's what you're interested in. She knows a lot about that. I really think of her as kind of a soothing balm to enjoy when you feel overwhelmed by yet another massive luxury haul on YouTube, because she's like the opposite of that. So I love her channel. And so I recommend her, and I will definitely link her in the description box down below. Next, I will talk about my bag of the month, which is this baby right here, the Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 in Damier Ebene. This is my 2007 Speedy 30. I don't know if I carried this bag the most during this month, but I usually do carry it a lot in bad weather because it is waterproof and awesome, and it holds a ton. One of my favorite all-time bags and a real workhorse, as they say. Right now, I have an organizer in here, and I received an awesome tip from another YouTuber. I think it might have been Candy from Candy's Sweet Love of LV. And she talked about putting a Speedy 25 organizer into a Speedy 30. And so you could still have that kind of slouchy look that you like while having the organization that you need. And I love it. It is working. Because I love my Speedy 30, but it can kind of be a mess in there. And I don't love having a shape that's too boxy. So thank you, Candy, for that tip. It is awesome. Because I already had an organizer for Speedy 25, which I wasn't even really using. So it's perfect. All right. Now we'll move on to the fails of February. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly because there aren't that many, and I don't really want to dwell on the negative here on my channel if possible. But I will tell you that this Marmont Pullover that I got from Macy's, it's unfortunately kind of a fail. And the reason, while it is cute and it's, warm and the cowl neck is cute and everything, I wanted to use it as kind of a layer for wearing while I was out walking in cold weather, and I'd have like a longer shirt, a long sleeve shirt underneath it when the weather is cool. The problem with this is that the sizing is so incredibly off. So I normally wear an extra small in most outerwear garments because I am petite, and that's just the size in general that I wear. In American sizing is extra small for my tops. So all the reviews I saw on Macy's for this said, oh my God, size up, size up, size up. And I was like, okay, so I decided, okay, I'll size up to a small. So I sized up, this is a small, and it is still so incredibly tight. These sleeves, I cannot push them up. It's so tight through the arms. I don't know how anyone would deal with this. So the sizing is just so off that it turns me off from even wearing this, unfortunately. So this was a fail. And let's see, next is going to be this Lancome Lash Idol mascara, Lash Idol mascara that I got from Sephora a few months ago. I have been trying this out for a while now, and you'd think that with the price it would be, amazing. But it's so incredibly goopy and clumpy. No matter what I do, it is just giant clumps of product all over my lashes. And I try wiping it on like a tissue or something to try to clear it off. And it's just a mess. And the reason I know it's a fail is because I have other mascaras that are less expensive that work so much better. And my final fail of the month, and I will put a picture up here because I don't have it anymore. It is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator that I picked up. It was like $5. I think I was influenced by someone on YouTube to try this as kind of like a sheer foundation type product. It's like a moisturizing, coverage without too much color, and it comes in a few different shades, and I picked light medium, and it seemed like it was okay. I mean, you never know, of course. It seemed like it was okay looking at it, and it was supposed to be so sheer that it wouldn't really matter too much matching, but it really was just too light on me, and it was like a light medium, which I thought, if anything, would be too dark on me. I'm pretty fair. But no, it made me look kind of like a ghost, and I did not like it. And also, it did not go on evenly. It just was so streaky, and I had to use a sponge and try to pat it out and try to make it look right. And I was just so frustrated by it. And I tried it a few times. I gave it a few chances, but every time I felt like I looked like a clown when I had it on. So I got rid of it. And so now when I want some tinted coverage, I just use this one from Dermatology. And I'm happy with that. So that about does it for my February faves and fails video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Let me know what you think in the comments. What were some of your favorite things from last month? Or maybe some of the things that didn't work out for you last month. In March, or at the end of March, beginning of April, I'm gonna do this again. It'll probably be a lot different because my no buy challenge will be over. So maybe I'll be able to share a few more things with you that I've purchased in the month of March. But yeah, thank you so much. Let me know what you think of this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this from me in the future, please give me a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. I will see you in my next video.